Well, welcome to Hanger 51. I see Ethan and Furball. Um, how'd you know he was going to be on the show tonight, Furball? Wow. Guess my secrets get out easy. I didn't tell anybody. How the hell did you hear about that? That's funny. I gotta move my TV over a little bit or move the camera. God, this is gonna suck. I don't know how to do this. Try this. That might have been enough. Can you guys hear me? Can you see me? Oh, here we go again. My computer's got to catch up. We're getting closer. Okay. Almost. Oh, God, I hate it when it does this. Shit. Sorry, guys, I can't get back to my studio page, so I can't see your chats, if that's even working. Hold on. I'm trying to get there. There we go. Okay, so I'm back to here, but nobody's talking. Is this working? It says I'm live, but I don't know. I don't have a picture yet. I don't know why. Everything should be right. But I have a lot of shit open on the computer, so it could be a problem. Okay. We'll try that. All right, guys. So I'll just kind of fill a little bit here while we're waiting for my YouTube to catch up because it's lagging behind for some reason. So I'll just talk to myself. Hopefully, you guys are hearing this. So, so everybody wanted to see the carnage from the Avanti crash. So here it is. This is what's left of the Avanti. Looks like this stabilizer survived. Looks like the rudder survived. Vertical stab, that looks okay. Not much left of the fuselage. There we go. Yeah. Now everybody's coming in the room. I'm starting to get things back. It looks like I even might get a picture here in a minute. Hey, Craig. How you guys doing? So, did you just now start hearing me, or have you guys been hearing me all along? A pile of Avanti, yes. Yes, it's freezing cold here tonight, guys. I got the heaters on, I got my sweatshirt on, and it's still too cold. So this is going to be a short night tonight. We're getting the hell out of Dodge. It's too cold out here. It's way too cold out here. So here's my illustrious best crash plaque. I'll zoom that in a little bit for you guys. Get a look at that. So that's what I got for my troubles. And you know, guys have been asking, is there anything usable? Yeah, there's a lot of stuff usable. The control board survived for the most part. It looks like all of the landing gear survived, which I'm really surprised because the gear was down. A couple of the wheels broke. I lost a like here. There's a chunk of the wheel missing, but the rest of the landing gear looks good. None of it's bent. Well, this looks like it might be a gear strip here. Yeah, that might not be any good anymore. But yeah, I think the main survived. So that's good. Looks like this one wing half. This one probably is okay. I think this would live to fly another day. You know, the gear's intact. Everything's good here. Yeah, this wing's definitely usable again. So, with the exception of yeah, this wing should be completely usable. I would say that this one wing is fine. So I could use that on the fourth Avanti if I wanted to get another one. But yeah, that's the pile of Avanti for sure. Yeah, they do come in two pieces now. You have to put them together. Yeah, so the stream looks like it's doing all right now, but the chat window won't scroll. So I guess we'll wait a little bit longer for that to catch up. There we go. I see, Jermaine, you changed your name back. I guess you figured we all have it now, since you had it spelled phonetically. Which I actually liked. I thought that was pretty good. So, yeah, look at all you guys. This is great. Hey, Josh, how you doing, man? Randy, it's good to see you. Deuce is wild. Good to see you, Paul. How you doing, Tim? Yeah, windy and cold. Yep, absolutely. It's freaking freezing out here. I got the heaters running, and it's just cold out here. This is not going to be a long night at all tonight. I'm getting the hell out of here. So I thought I'd start the show off with the carnage of the Avanti. Yeah, there's a lot of all the servos look like they survived. I'm sure all of those are good. Um, the ESC is what's probably been causing the problem since this is the second time I've had the exact same thing happen, and everything's been changed, but the ESC and the fan. And I think both of them survived. I think the fan's okay. This is the biggest piece of the plane left right here. The fan unit here, and then the ESC is mounted up top here. And those are the only two pieces that are... this is my third Avanti. And those are the only two pieces that have been in all three planes. Everything else has been new. Receiver's been changed twice. Different batteries. Everything's been changed but those two pieces. So the problem lies in the ESC. So we're not going to reuse that ESC again. Not unless it's just something I want to crash. So if I'll paint it German colors, and I'll give it to Dave, and Dave can crash it. Jackson's RC, how you doing, Jackson? What did you say? You did order... Oh, it scrolled up. Where did I lost it now? Oh, there it is. Didn't order the L39. I got the F-22 free wing 90mm instead. Okay. That was a good choice, Thompson's. I think... I don't know. I like the L39 in the camo, but... You know... I don't know. I didn't buy one. I haven't... It just... It's pretty cool, but I just hasn't gotten me excited. But I did buy the F-22, so it was on sale. So I did buy that. So you want to get my thoughts on building a runway. Okay, elaborate. What exactly are we talking about here? That's a good topic. Let's go with that one. I like it. Jackson action. George Watts, hello. How you doing, George? Good to see you. How you doing, Ethan? You were the first one in here tonight. You were in here over an hour ago. Oh, wow, my screen just did a flash. I don't know what the heck happened there, and now I'm frozen over there. So, I don't know what happened. That didn't look good. Yeah, no, epoxy. Yeah, if I was going to put it back together, it'd be with epoxy, but I ain't putting it back together. eh. No frostbite tonight. I haven't recovered from the last one. So, yeah, I'll catch you up on that for a minute while I'm waiting for what is it, TNCN or whatever, to elaborate on his runway idea. Yeah, so I got a skin fungus from the frostbite. So I was getting these water blisters all over my leg, and you know, I didn't know what the hell it was, but we finally started using a antifungal cream, kind of like what you'd use on an athlete's foot. And that did the trick. It's clearing up now. The leg's actually looking pretty good. It doesn't hurt, but it was a little itchy, and I kept getting these water blisters, and it was staying pretty red. So, but it's definitely clearing up now. The fungal cream's doing the job. No more water blisters. The red's almost completely gone. All the scabs are coming off now. So yeah, I think we're really on the way to recovery now. It's looking really good. So, but yeah, it's been shit since before Thanksgiving. So it's been a long road. Yeah, the kung flu. Yeah, Dave's gonna order my plane tomorrow night, but and I'm ordering the camo one, but I'm ordering a set of American decals. It's not gonna stay German. It's gonna be an American a plane. You want to hear my thoughts on stripper pole new bar? Okay, you know, I'll probably put the pole in the new garage when they're building it, just to shut you guys up. I'll just put the stripper pole in and the hell with it. Hey, Wild Bill, how you doing, man? Yes, the L-39 flies really good. I know. I've seen it. I've flown it. I like it. It's got lights all over it. Well, not all over, but pretty nice. I like it. But I just there's so many airplanes I want, guys, and I can't buy them all. Um, well, George, here's what happened. I At the pilots meeting, somebody had already set the time at 8 minutes, and I was standing next to Rich, who's probably lurking in the room. Rich, if you're here, say hi. Um, and I told Rich, we were standing together. I told him, I says, hell, I can make 8 minutes with my standard battery pack. I'm not gonna have trouble at all beating that time. So I went out with I think I used a 5,000 pack. Now I have a 6,000 pack to go real long. So I went out later in the day and I with the 5,000 pack and I put almost 14 minutes. So I was way in the lead because he would only been the guy before me. I don't even know who it was 8 minutes, and I went 14, just about 14. So this other guy with the Havoc, he'd been trying to get the speed record, and he had hit the ground pretty hard and messed up one of the landing gear. So the gear was locked down. So he could take off and fly it, but he could put the nose gear in one of the landing mains up, but the other main stayed down. So the speed runs were over for him. So he said he's gonna go for the longest flight because he wants to go home with a trophy. So he's out there flying around, and I'm standing right next to him while he's flying because I'm doing my. At that time, I was doing my scale flight, and he's doing the distance flight. So I hear him talking, and I'm standing right next to him, and he's talking to his timer guy, and they said, he told him, "Hey, you're coming up on the, 13 minutes. You're about to beat him." And he said, "Okay, I think I'm just going to land at 15 minutes." That's what he said. And I started laughing. I said, "No, you don't want to do that because I can beat 15 minutes." So he decided to stretch it as long as he could. And I'll be honest with you guys, he earned that trophy because he didn't have any telemetry in that plane at all. And he landed with 2% battery. So he damn near flew it out of battery and lost it to get his 20 minutes. So I give him a lot of props for that. Of course, I egged him on by telling him, don't stop at 15, I can beat that. But that's okay. But it was, but to do that without telemetry is pretty impressive. Um, so anyway, but yeah, I would have, I had just taken off when I lost control of the Avanti. But I had the 6,000 pack in it from RC Jetworks, and yeah, I feel pretty confident I'd have beat his 20 minutes because I landed I had all my batteries still. I mean, I was only at like 30% when I landed at the almost 14-minute mark. I could have gone a lot longer on that battery, So with the 6,000 pack in it, and taking it to, if I had to 2%, because I was just going to stay up long enough to beat him. As soon as I got past him, I was going to land, and and I was pretty certain I could have done it. But I know a lot of you guys weren't here, so here's the infamous best crash plaque right there. so that's what I won for the pile of rubble here. But yeah, I feel pretty. Yeah, George, I feel pretty certain I'd beat him. I'm pretty good at these long flights. I stretched my EC 1500 26 minutes on a 4500 45C 4-cell. I flew that twin cargo plane for 26 minutes. Nobody at the field could believe it. They were like, yeah, they all come looking over. They're looking at the plane like, you got solar panels on the top of the wing or something? What the hell? And then when I showed them the battery I did it with, they were just shocked. They couldn't believe it. So, Fireman, hey, welcome. Haven't seen you here in a while. It's good to see you back. How you doing, Jeff in Lower Alabama? It's good to see all you guys here, man. Appreciate it. 30 in the room already. Man, that's fantastic. So one of my guys that I fly with, he's showing me he's sending me a link to a remote ID video on YouTube. It's probably, knowing him, it's probably a joke. Somebody's making fun of the remote ID, like they're shooting it with a gun or something. I don't know. I'm sure it's funny. So, Colin, you're doing a show tomorrow night. Good for you, man. It's good to have you back. I guess Dave's RC is going to be doing his show tomorrow night. And, oh, so here's another update. I found out why I not officially found out, but I'm pretty certain I figured out why I haven't gotten my Super Chat activated is because my watch times have gone in the dump. It's all your fault. You guys aren't watching my videos, I guess. So you have to have 4,000 hours of watch time consistently. 4,000. Do you guys have any idea how hard it is to get 4,000 hours of watch time? Oh my God. I can't believe I hit it in the first place. To finally hit the when I hit the 2,000 or the 1,000 subscribers, about 2 weeks after that, I hit the 4,000 watch hours. So that started the ball rolling, to do the background on me and everything, and I passed the 2 things. I guess my channel's okay and the content's good, but I can't maintain 4,000 watch hours in 30 days. So, yeah, my watch hours are under 1,000 hours right now. So that's what's tanked me. So I can't seem to get any farther than that. What's going on out here? Oh, I think Shadow's back.
I'm back. Let me sit back up here.
Okay. Did you already have your meeting?
Yeah, it just got done, so.
Okay.
I'm just bringing something up so I can, for whatever reason, God, my brain just stopped. Sorry. On Zoom, it's not letting me see what you're seeing, so I'm gonna just mute my YouTube so I can see what you're seeing. So.
Yeah, you're gonna have to open YouTube. You can't see it in Zoom.
Yeah. Okay. I was wondering, but I can do that right now. So.
I'm gonna. So yeah, a couple of you guys knew. I don't know how you knew, but yeah, I've got Shadow Ops on tonight, and I've got a little planned show for you here. So let me get that set up for you, and I'm gonna let Eric's booting up his YouTube so he can see it, and then I'm gonna just let him narrate. He's got some
I
pictures.
have it up now, Timmy.
He's got some pictures he wants to share with you guys, so I'm gonna let him explain or narrate as the pictures go by what's going on. It's kind of a slideshow going on. So we'll let the slideshow run here in a second as soon as everything gets caught back up. There we go. That's a little better. So let me transition that. Okay. So that's good. And then when you see what's going on, Eric, let me know. It's going to take a second. There's between.
I will let you know.
Yeah, the lag's going to stop it from instant, but it'll come up in a minute. Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that. My money was on me. So I thought I really felt like I could do it. I didn't think I had absolutely no doubt that I could beat the 20 minutes. So there's always next year, and I'll definitely have something set up for next year. All right, so sound check, guys. Can you guys?
The drone I flew getting wrong.
Can you guys hear Shadow okay? And is there an echo? Yeah, Lee, I killed a plane. You didn't hear about the plane kill? It was, what, 2 or 3 weeks ago. The 8th. February 8th. Yeah, I was going for the longest flight plaque, and instead I got the best crash plaque. So that's what happens when you go from longest flight to best crash. Yeah. No, we're not going till 3 a.m., buddy. I'm out of here. It's too goddamn cold out here. So, yeah, we ain't doing no 3 a.m. crap today. I think we'll be out of here by 11 at the latest. So, 38 in the room. Thank you, guys. Appreciate y'all being here. Hey, Air Marshal. F you. No, that's okay. So you guys are seeing. Okay, good. Eric, are you seeing it yet?
Yeah, there's a lag in YouTube.
Okay, well, go ahead. I'm going to shut up and let you go ahead and take it. So go ahead and tell us all about what you're doing here.
Okay, so Kenny's got we're having a few issues with getting the images to show correctly. But I flew the RQ-7. So the images you see are different pictures of the plane on the ground. So let's see here. It might be easier, Kenny, if we just tell them where to go to look at pictures, and I can kind of just go that way because it's kind of laggy.
Yeah, it's just go with it for now. There's no way we're going to get everybody coordinated to go to your web page, because they'll then they have to lead the chat, and these guys are too busy talking about stripper poles and midget strippers and and all that. They're not going to leave the chat.
Go look later. That's all.
Hey, Victor, how you doing? Welcome to the show. Wow, up to 37. Nice, guys. Very nice. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So welcome everybody to Kenny's tonight at Hangar 51.
So are the pictures lagging at your end, Eric, or is it is everything lagging? What's going on?
Um, in the broadcast, everything through YouTube is on my end is really laggy.
I gotcha. Yeah, I see. I'm watching what's streaming out of OBS, and it looks pretty good. You're up in the corner, and the pictures are going by. Although the pictures are not very, like I said, they're cut off. Now you see what I'm talking about, right?
Right. Exactly.
So this was kind of this is a work in progress, guys. Adding someone to the stream is not as easy as it looks. As a matter of fact, according to YouTube, you can't add a person to OBS. It's a single operation only. So you got to do a little trickery to make it work. So I did my best. We've been working on this quite a bit today, me and Eric, and it's not as good as I'd hoped for sure. But I tried. We'll do better next time.
So what I'll do, Kenny, is regardless of their thing,
I missed that. What was that?
So since there is a little bit of a lag, I'll just start explaining what I did when I was in the Army and talk about the plane, the drone. So
Okay, that'll work. Do that.
So, everybody, when I was in the Army National Guard, I flew the RQ-7 Bravo Shadow, which is the drone you keep seeing flash in the pictures. Dang, I see your comment, Ethan, about quadratics. If I was near you, I could help you figure that out, but not tonight, buddy. So the Shadow is 14-foot wingspan bird, 11 feet long, has a 35 horsepower single rotor rotary engine. So like they put in the ARC-7s, but just one rotor and a lot smaller. It's only 28 pounds. Runs on 110 low lead avgas. Let's see here, what else? The wire things you see on the wings and some of the pictures are what's called a relay package. That allows it so when a convoy is out over 100 kilometers, they can still talk to the base if we're providing reconnaissance for them. But it launches similar to an aircraft carrier. The launcher under Humvee trailer. I sat in a control station in country in the back of a Humvee. There's one picture you'll see of the left seat, which was the guy flying the bird. The right seat was always the camera operator. I have about 1,000 flying hours in Iraq. Let's see here. first area we served was in Cas Adder, which was the big air base in the south. And if you guys remember from Desert Storm, those of you that were alive or old enough, the Highway of Death, that was about, 30 kilometers from our base. So we were able to take pictures of destroyed vehicles. Let's see here. The first base, though, nothing really happened, other than a few IEDs on the road. 2 months into my deployment, we got moved to Fiftyone, which y'all can look up later. Outpost on that 15 kilometers off the Iran, 30 kilometers off the Iran border. So we got shot at every day with 105 and above artillery rockets, because in the Army you fly your drones with boots on the ground. So unlike the Air Force, you are in country getting shot at like everybody else. But every convoy got hit with IEDs, so we always did IED sweeps. We did active missions with special forces. Had to have a secret clearance, but a lot of what I saw was actually top secret. But the information that was classified was just grid coordinates, and I don't even remember that stuff, to be honest with you. So I couldn't even tell you. The drone was electronic line of sight, Josh. Reported to go up to 120 kilometers OCONUS outside the continental U.S., but I was on a mission or two where we saw 200 kilometers on the distance away from the base. Let's see here. What else? Funny fact, to make the drone lighter, unlike a car engine that cycles the oil into an oil pan, the shadow, just once it goes through the crank where the eccentric shaft is, which most of you might not know what that is, but it's what batteries have instead of a crank. But once it went through the crank, there was a vent on the back of the motor that shot the oil out. So we were spitting oil all over everybody below us. Let's see here. See some of the questions. As far as landing, we had an automated landing system that you would hand off to in landing. And I have a short video I can probably post in the next couple of days for you guys to see. But we had several different stations that control things. One for main flight and take off the launcher, and then when you landed, there was a smaller unit on the runway that you would put it in a loiter near the end of the runway, and you would turn the system on, and when it got into a certain window where the unit would see the plane, you would hit a track button, and then from there the unit would take over and land the plane. So, just for the record, Josh, 15 we were spitting on people. But I guess I could go over a couple of stories. A lot of people still think boys. So one time when we were landing, we were at 300 feet in the air, and the C-130 at our base took off because the brigade commander that was going on R&R told them to take off. So we immediately had to abort the landing system, go to full throttle, and get the heck out of Dodge, and we were running on fumes. So that was one of the crappy stories with manned aviation and UAVs. And Dave's RC, you could see IEDs better than we could from the air, just for the record. Let's see here. One of my favorite missions was, well, I'll tell you two missions. Where we were at on the Iran border, previously there had been Iran nationals using to stalk convoys and cap and torture the information. So we had a 100+ vehicle convoy looking for remains because the Iranian nationals had since left the area when I was there. So they were trying to find remains to give closure to those soldiers' families that they were found. And we did find human remains. I can't tell you how many soldiers it was, or that I wasn't given that information. So, but that was kind of a cool mission. We had to find routes for them throughout the town we were in because they were in MRAPs, which fully laden, the ones they were rocking in were about 70 or 80,000 pounds. So let's see here. Josh, yes, I have my private civilian stuff registered, but we had special rules we followed. There was no FAA carbon fiber wings, but we could roll the plane really sharp and pitch the plane really sharp. As far as Ethan on that, it was a plywood airframe with sharp and pitch the plane really. But the smaller than your looking at your fingernail on your hand at 3,000 feet, it was smaller above ground. It was smaller than what your fingernail looks like on your pinky. So it was, in fact, even though I really pick it up on radar. So as far as dead people, Mr. Buddy, it was graves, and it was several-year-old graves. So, and we never saw what they found. The variant of the Shadow I flew did not have coordinates. the variant of the but where I was Army straight from guard, we weren't equipped to use that. We just had a camera. So let's see here. So where we got hit a lot on our base, our C-14 that's the smaller version of the Hellfire got hit a lot too. Correct, Dave's. The guy that I flew with a lot, we picked up on some signals OND, and so one time we had this there's about a 50-person outpost on the north side of the city, and they were coming back from that outpost to our base because they had just taken food supplies to them. And previously, one of the convoys were through one of the areas had got hit by an IED, and the guy and I that I was flying with picked up what was going on, and we were able to actually want to only keep the guys on the ground from getting hit. So that was kind of cool. It was mostly hours of staring at dirt with a few seconds of terror, basically, because you couldn't always see what they wanted you to see. LJ Hobby Life, it was the RQ-7 Bravo that I flew. That was, at the time, the only model they would let Army National Guard fly. But so I did receive an Army Accommodation Medal for what I did when I was in Iraq. So I am combat decorated. Let's see here, what else? You guys would not, little 35 horsepower motor was 50 grand. And we went through them like candy when I was deployed because the heat was hard on them. (23-1) pitch. It was 2 feet long. In fact, it'll be delayed, but I'll show you guys in the picture. So here's the prop, Wild Bill, and this is actually a damaged one from in-flight and country. They're normally gray, and you guys probably can't see it. Oh, you can see how it's different colored. That's from the oil on the vent. Spent oil out of the motor, so that's oil stains on the prop. So it would hit the prop and then get showered down on the people below. The motor oil would. But as plywood prop, that was machined on CNC wood machine. Have a good night, Victor. Machined on CNC wood. Have a good night, Victor. Guys, are too short. It not quite. Wankels actually do have 4 cycles they go through, but the way they run more closer to a 2-stroke motor. And it's not uncommon to, especially in RX-7s, people that run pre-mixed gas through them. Because the rotary engine doesn't lubricate as well as a reciprocating engine does. Correct, Josh. I'm laying down your life. So I have lots of stories. I'll probably do some more videos and post them. What questions do you guys have about what I did? I guess I can tell you, as a UAV operator, you have to have flight status like helicopter pilots and manned aviation pilots. So when I came home, I was diagnosed with PTSD and grounded for life. So I was medically discharged / retired from the Army National Guard. As far as your question, Wild Bill, advertised was 22 weeks for flight training. It was 32 weeks of training. When February Pachuca till the end of August training. But FAA ground school, we went through in 19 days, and that typically takes a private pilot 6 months to a year on their own. Over 1 million, Josh. It's always in the air. LJ Hobby Life, I was at Fort Huachuca from February 2010 to August 2010. And then I was in Iraq from November 2010 to August 2011. So I was in Iraq when Osama bin Laden got taken out. And 6 months before I came home, 6 months before we pulled out of Iraq. We're talking 1.5 million plus per plane. Air Marshal, you're correct. You couldn't. There wasn't no real true manual mode. There you had what's called roll knobs and nav knobs where you could take some back control, but the plane was highly not automated. But for those of you that don't know, a couple of us in here do. Fort Huachuca is down on the south border in Arizona, so it was not uncommon to see border rigs on Fort Huachuca. The 15 whiskey. Yep. Same base, LJ Hobby. I had friends from Basic that went there for imagery analyst. But I didn't go to SLC, Jeff, in Lower Alabama. Very true there, Air Marshal. They're probably the same flat panel displays you guys had in submarines. So, let's hear what else. The air quality was so bad over there in Iraq. We had most of our video was in IR, so infrared, because the regular optical sensor, like a regular video camera, there was so much crap in the air you couldn't see the ground because it burned anything and everything over there, including nuclear waste. So DSRC did not have to deal with the piece of crap MRAPs that I did. Had those MRAPs, but they hated them. They were too slow, so they would go out and Humvees instead because the bad guys would get away if they were not in a Humvee. So Josh, there's a mode that we go into. The maintainer, the crew chief, is actually got a big long umbilical cord from the launcher, and when you're in that auto launch mode until 100 feet in the air, the plane. But so technically, I manage the system, and the crew chief launched the plane. I don't think so, Wild Bill. As far as furball, your question, what weapons on board? We just had a payload. There's later models with bigger wings and a fuel-injected, more powerful Wankel that they came out with bombs that were about the size of a grapefruit and smaller Hellfires. But I wasn't in long enough to get those upgrades. So Jeff in Lower Alabama, I probably would have eventually gotten sent to some of that stuff for that advanced leadership courses, but as soon as we got home, they started magically discharging me. So I did not have a chance to go officer or warrant officer. So I was retired as a sergeant. Correct. 9 hours. I'm not sure on that one, Wild Bill. You look. It's not that complicated of a shape. It's an rudder, so the elevator and the rudder are combined. Thompson Hanger, yes. I was 15 Whiskey is the actual Army job that I did, which is UAV operator or pilot. Let's see. Correct, Josh. You could probably build one that's similar shape, but as far as the technology, they're not going to allow it. And you're welcome, Jeff and Laura, Alabama. What, Farmer? I am saying hello. You're just... There's a little bit of a delay, buddy. Dave's RC mustard gas is chlorine gas. With the exception of the camera, Wild Bill, close. The airframe was, like the actual fuselage was plywood, and the wings were carbon fiber Nomex, which is a high density cardboard. And then there was, I can't remember what they call them. It's not stringers, but there was bulkheads in the wing to keep the shape of the wing that were aluminum. But Dave's RC, we did not have to worry about mustard gas. We had to worry about artillery rockets, which are designed to level buildings and tanks. We took one artillery rocket per day where I was at. So let's see here. Farmer, you know he is. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Try not to go too complicated telling you guys things with the delay. So let's see here. Trying to think what else you guys might want to know. I don't know if you guys heard earlier, but I have 1,000 combat flying hours. Fighter pilots brag about having 20 or 30 combat flying hours. I have 1,000. You probably did, Jackson. The Army still flies them. I know the Marines have gone to a different model and may not fly it anymore. But I trained side by side with Marines. So we only flew in the U.S. for training purposes without orders from the president. It was illegal for us to gain intel, live human video, like we did. So we had waivers that we had to have for when we were training, because quite frequently we would test our systems on cars on freeways and stuff just to make sure a camera was tracking right. We would check our laser pointer and designators. There was never any ordnance going to be shot or anything, but so beyond training, it is illegal for us as a drone operator to collect intel in the U.S. That's correct, Josh. I should have explained that better. You want to hear something funny, Days RC? One of the days we got shot at by the insurgents, we were shot at with our own mortars that we had given to the Iraqi police and Iraqi army. Dorks was getting shot right back at us. We had a rocket land within 50 meters of my tent. And even though we had concrete 20-foot high walls around our barracks, it threw rocks up over and pelted my tent. So that's just to give you an idea, 50, well, those of you in Canada know what meters are, but that's basically just stone's throw away, just across the street. So yes, Josh. Well, first of all, Days RC, I wasn't in Iraq. I mean, in Afghanistan. Yes, and it does shake the walls. It throws rocks at you. It's not fun when you have mortars or artillery rockets come at you. Right before I came home, because they wanted us gone, they would shoot what's called AMRAAMs. They would take, I think it was a 220 millimeter artillery rocket that they would strap either a 55-gallon drum a refrigerator or a gas tank off of a car and just jam it full of explosives, because the motor's power wasn't, the engine and the artillery rocket wasn't set up for that. The range got decreased a lot, so they only had a 5 kilometer max range with the IRAMs. And when those things hit the ground, they leave a crater longer than a Humvee and over 10 feet deep. So, Josh, no, but we had oil refineries all the way around us that when they were overproduced, they couldn't do anything with it, so they would burn the raw crude oil. So there's always thick black clouds from burnt crude oil. But in the summer, it was 130 plus on our flight line. So any of you think you like heat, try to go living in 130 degree weather. So a month before we came home, we had threats of Iranian soldiers coming over and leveling our base. So we actually had 30 Abrams and about 15 Bradleys with their, I can't remember what they call it, but it's the extra stuff they put on them for urban warfare, come to our base to deter them from coming and leveling our base. Very true, Air Marshal. You earned a few with those tomahawks. What else? What you would call a river there, it looks like poop water. All the rivers are brown and so dirty you cannot see an inch into the water. So, do you guys have any other questions for me? While I'm waiting on a question, thanks for your guys' patience tonight with Kenny and I. So, Mr. Josh, my favorite part of being a drone operator was trying to help people safe, not just soldiers, but civilians. So, quite frequently, we were doing overwatch for civilian operations. So, we were trying to help keep the friendlies and soldiers safe. And yes, I miss it. I don't miss the political BS. So, Josh, The Humvee that we had the shelter in the back of, it was too heavy with the shelter in it. So the Humvee itself was not armored. The shelter was only 2-inch thick honeycomb aluminum. But we had MRAPs that we would roll out in if we went off base. And we actually had to ride in MRAPs to get to our flight line because it wasn't on the main base. It was in the control access zone with the flight line for C-130s. So every time a C-130 came in, about every once a week, they had to secure the flight line. We had a little outpost just off that was always guarded by guys in MRAPs, so we had no worries about them overrunning our little outpost outside the base. But Josh, to your point, I would have rather been an armored up Humvee than those MRAPs. They were always breaking, and if you were in a huge convoy, you would run out of gas waiting to get off base as the whole convoy got out. They were horrible on gas. Correct, Josh. But the shelter had AC to keep the electronics cold enough, so we were lucky. We got to sit in AC. But the whole shadow system is designed. Yes, stupid Tigris and Euphrates, Dave. RC. Well, yes, Josh. In the MRAPs, you had air conditioning. All the armored up vehicles had air conditioning, but if the vehicle was started in the middle of the day when it was 130, it'd take 45 minutes before the AC would start blowing cold air in the vehicle. But the shadow system was designed to break down and go into the back of 6 or 7 Humvees and move with the troops as the base moved. It's a tactical system, so 4 aircraft would fit in a shelter in the back of a Humvee that was just for the planes. Mister, we would go through 44 liters of fuel in 4 hours with the heat, 110 low lead. Well, the shelter itself was not armored, Josh. The vehicle. Air Marshal, where I was at, we had to stop flying in the summer at 9:30 till about 7 o'clock at night because even the AC units would get too hot and they couldn't keep the computers cool enough, and so stuff would start turning off and back on because it would overheat. That's okay, Josh. The unit that replaced us actually lost the control shelter that was next to the command center that got leveled by artillery rockets. So you're talking the old submarines days, RC. That's correct, Josh. AC was always for keeping the equipment running and not necessarily for the troops. I think I'm about ready to wrap it up, guys. As far as me going recently, I crashed my Kingfisher yesterday. I broke the nose off, so I got to fix that. But I'm going to have the safe on all the time instead of on the toggle switch. Josh, and 130, even if you can take a shower, your feet are still going to stink. I was taking 2 showers a day, but couldn't stay clean because of the heat. Because of all the MREs, Josh. Ethan, when you eat an MRE for every meal 24/7, hospital food is better. That was your imagination battle. You were farting and thought it was me. I'm on muscle relaxers and a really big anti-inflammatory for my back because I have degenerative disc from my military service and it's been really bad. So I cannot be responsible what sounds may or may not come out of me. Do you have any questions, Kenny? Well, everybody, I mean, I'll finish watching the broadcast a little bit with you guys, but I'm going to jump out of the broadcast with Kenny so he can cover some of the stuff he wants to.
All right, guys. So that was pretty cool. I got to tell you, I'm really glad he contacted me and wanted to do this, because it was pretty cool. I love hearing about everything that goes on and what brings us all our freedom. And Air Marshal, I hope you're going to do something similar to this with submarine stuff one day, because I would love to hear all about that. You know, pictures and everything. So that'd be very cool. So let me switch the picture back. Sorry about that. Where is it? So transition that back. And yeah, that would be very cool, Dave. If you could make that happen one day. We're talking about farts. I love this. we're gonna compare fart jokes here. Oh my god. Yeah, Eric, thank you very much. I really enjoyed that. We'll do it again. We'll get some better pictures, and we'll do it again sometime. I wish that importing these pictures to OBS would have not cut the bottoms off the way they did, but hey, it's free software, so I definitely got what I paid for sure. Way more than I paid for, so I'm not complaining. You want to talk about wet farts now? Oh my god, you guys kill me. So I guess the camera's back on me. Anybody want to comment on the pile here? For you new guys that just got in the room. Oh, golly. It's cold out here, guys. This is not going much longer. I might make it to 11. That's going to be about it. It's too damn cold out here. Hey, Dave, I have an idea. There's documentaries on YouTube, like, like the Virginia submarine. There's a whole hour-long documentary on that, and they're showing the whole inside of the sub. So maybe we could run that, and you could give us, we could mute it, and you could talk to us about everything we're looking at. Yeah, I know certain parts of the sub are classified, but there's some really good videos, documentaries on submarine stuff on YouTube, and yeah, it'd be really cool for you to narrate what we're looking at on top of what they're telling us. Yeah, an Avanti giveaway right here. Everybody, get your numbers up. We're gonna give it away. Good one, fireman. Oh, that's hilarious. Hey, Dave's RC. Hey, don't forget when you order my plane tomorrow, please order that decal sheet for the U.S. version, so I can change it from a German plane to an American plane. I'll pay you for the decal sheet. I don't want Air Marshal shooting me down because it's a German plane. So Dustin, what kind of job have you been doing that you've been gone so long? What have you been up to? Scratch and dent giveaway. Yeah. There's more than a few dents in this one. Hey, I've got some cool lights, though. Got some white and red beacons. From, 3 of them now. No, I'm going inside, George. I'm not lighting this thing on fire. I'm going to go in the house. This couldn't put out a near enough heat for me. It's freaking cold out here. The humidity must be really high because it's freaking cold. It's just going right through you, like the really chill ice feel. It's that kind of cold. So yeah, it's too cold to be playing out here tonight. Dave's RC farted. It went boom. Yeah, these poor heaters. Yeah, my feet are warm. That's about it. They're doing a pretty good job, but it's just too damn cold out here tonight. Yeah, scratch and dent is at motion. I have the broken busted. That's funny, Air Marshal. I had 2 bowls of chili tonight, too. From Wendy's. Yeah, that's what the wife brought home tonight. Why do you have the urge to watch Stas Boat? God, that was a long movie. It's a good movie, but man, that thing just goes on and on. Here's a little trivia. My very first CD, I'm sorry, not CD, DVD, movie. My very first DVD movie was U571. It was a birthday present. I got a DVD player and that movie for my birthday back in God knows when that was. I think it was in the 80s. I'm not sure. But, yeah. I'm a big submarine guy, so that was my very first DVD. U571. Yeah, actually, funny you should say that, Dave. The retracts survived. They're perfect. Well, the nose gear retract might not be. It's not bent, but I don't think it's functional anymore. But the mains are perfect. Hell, I got one wing that's perfect. Look at this. This one wing here. This thing's usable. Totally complete. Retract intact. I just have to unbolt the shit in the 2 screws here and take the remnants of the fuselage out of it, and yeah, this thing's good to go. So yeah, this wing's intact. That's totally usable. And this is the original wing from the first Avanti. So this has been on total of 3 Avantis. This particular wing, and it survived again. So that's my lucky wing right there. Lucky fin. Yeah, Hunt for Red October is a great movie. I love that movie. Yeah, that's the best submarine documentary. Down Periscope. I love that movie. God, that thing's hilarious. Yeah, I know, Josh. I'm sure they get scrubbed, but there's still some interesting stuff on there. You know, the non-classified shit. You know, it's just cool as shit to see that stuff. I love it. You know, I've been on a few subs, World War II museum subs, and man, it's just cool as hell to look at that stuff. All right, Garrick, have a great night. Thanks again, buddy. It was great to have you on here tonight. It wasn't exactly how I planned, but hey, we made it work, and you did a great job. So it was great. Thank you. Spin the wheel. I don't think the front gear doors survived, Dave. I'm pretty certain they did not. That's pretty much the front of the plane right there. So I don't think the gear doors survived. Here's where they were attached, right there. I don't think they're even here. That might not have got picked up in the cleanup. I have a nose wheel reinforcement. Anybody's interested? The retract, mount saver. What do you want the retracts for, Dave? You don't even have an Avanti, do you? Buy some maker foam. Oh, trust me, guys, I could put this back together. No doubt. It wouldn't even be that hard. Most of the breakage is pretty straight breaks. It's just not worth it. I mean, this thing is. So there's the nose right there. And hey, the nose cone survived. The magnets are gone, but the nose cone's fine. So yeah, we can put that on there. There we go. See, look at that. We got half an airplane already back together. And then there's the tail cone in the back of the airplane. There you go. See there? That just slid right back together. Perfect. Look at that. Hell, we're almost done. So, yeah, it's, uh-oh. The tail section bailed on me. Am I talking to you? I don't know. What did I say, Dustin, that you thought I was talking to you? I did ask you what you've been up to, work-wise, because you've been missing for a while. We've missed you for a while, all of us. I'm sure I'm speaking for everybody. Oh, your dad holds the record, Ethan? We'll take your word for it. Oh, I know. I could make it fly again. It's just I don't want to. Oh, yeah, it's 3 strikes, you're out. That's my 3rd Avanti. Yeah, all failures. I'm just not... Especially this one, because, you know, you guys that don't have an Avanti or aren't aware of what the first Avantis... I'm going to bring this over and show you what... Because this is one of the first batch. This is off the first container. And I'm going to show you the control horn here. No screws holding the control horns on. Okay? They used glue. And if you look right here, this little sliver, okay, is all that's holding that control horn on. There's a little sliver there with some glue on it. Okay? And so all the control surfaces were like that on the first version, which is what this is. And they skimped on the... Not only is the surface too small to really get a good bite of glue, but they didn't put enough glue on it. So a lot of the control horns would pull out. So that's how I lost Avanti number 1. I kind of, I was doing a loop, and I was pulling out at the bottom of the loop, and one of the elevator control horns pulled out, and it rolled the plane inverted, and it went in upside down. Didn't hurt. The wings were perfect. No damage to the wings. No damage to the horizontal stabs. So well, it's on the floor now, but the horizontal stabs were original as well. It did break the rudder, the vertical. The canopy was destroyed. This is the original nose cone, so that survived the first one too. Yeah, so this nose cone's been on 3 Avantis. And so I ordered an Avanti Plus, you know, so I reused my speed control and the motor, you know, the fan unit. And then I lost number 2 exactly the same way I lost this one. Overcharged the battery, was down at Venice, flying in an event, and hit the gear switch and it shut everything down. Except the motor. The motor kept running, so it was under power when it hit the ground. And the wings survived again. So, number 3, all I bought was a fuselage and canopy, control board. Yeah, that's all I had to buy. And I reused everything from the first 2 to make Avanti number 3, which is what this is. So even though this thing was pretty beat up, I mean, it wasn't pretty anymore. The decals have been peeling off, and, you know, I mean, this thing's got... These wings have at least 500 flights on them. You know, for the 3 years I've been flying this thing, and so yeah, it was just time to retire it. It was a double bagger for sure. yeah. I've got the here's the bag. Yeah, here's one of the bags right here, and I think I don't know what I did with the other, but yeah, we had to pick it up, and courtesy of Lori Boozer, because she was there helping me pick it up. Yeah, she came out and helped me pick all the pieces up. And then we were talking on the way back. I said, "Gee, I wonder if I won the best crash." And she laughed. She said, "Somebody'd have to die for you to beat you in that one. So that was a good line. I really enjoyed that one. So, oh yeah, by the way, here's the plaque for you guys that weren't here earlier and didn't get to see it. There's the best crash plaque right there. So that's what I got for this. So I had a great time. That's a good place. It's a nice event. Good people there. Yeah, it was good. I had a good time there. I wasn't prepared for it as much as I thought I was, but I spent most of the time working on planes instead of flying them. But I still had a good time. Great people. It was fun. I'll probably go again next year. You know, it's close by, and you know, I got to beat the longest flight time. You know, I have to try again. After Wendy's chili, you can never trust a fart. I just caught that at the top of the thing. I'm not scrolling back tonight. If I missed something, just say it again, because I'm not scrolling back. It's too complicated. I'm just not going to do it. We're going forward. If I miss something, just say it again. And hey, TNRC, what were you talking about a runway? You made a statement earlier about what my thoughts were on a runway, and elaborate, because I'm curious what you're thinking. Oh, so I'm trying to come up with a cheap way to smooth out the rough grass. Well, you need a roller, basically. You could probably rent one. Go to an equipment place, that rents, fork trucks, lift trucks, something like that. They probably have not a steam roller, but a roller. Either a small one you ride on, or even one you pull behind the car. And just go rent one for the day. Christ, that ain't gonna cost much. And roll out your runway. Just that'll do a hell of a job. That'll help a ton. Won't cost that much. I would guess to rent a pull behind roller would probably be in the $40-50 range, I'd guess. And one your drive would probably run $100 for the day, I'd guess. I'm not certain, and it's going to be different in every part of the world, but just check around. But that's what I would do. Just roll it. Our field's pretty flat. I mean, there's a couple of small ski jump, but our biggest problem is the sand patches where there's no grass. The grass dies off, and we throw more seed down and try to get it to grow back, but the runway stays too active, and it's just hard to get grass to grow. I mean, it's we fly it 365 days a year, so. It never gets rest. Now from time to time he does cut a runway adjacent to the current runway and let that grow over and kind of get healthy again, and we fly off the new runway for a while, and then he'll go back to the other one. So he has moved runways around over the years to try to get one to rejuvenate, but it's tough, because like I say, there's people that fly there. We have what we call the Breakfast Club. They're there every morning, every single morning, 7 o'clock. They're there. They're eating breakfast and flying, high wing. I don't know, not apprentice. They're all past an apprentice, but they all like to fly the high wing stuff. That one, what's it called? The Pandora. It's conversion. You can make it a high wing, low wing one. They have a bunch of them have that, and they all have them in the high wing tail drag configuration, and they fly those. And there's just a bunch of old retired guys that just want to hang around, fly airplanes, and eat donuts. So they're there every morning, first thing, and then on certain days, um, Thursdays usually is a pretty good day out there. If it wasn't so damn cold today, I would have probably gone flying. I don't think it hit 50, maybe 55 today here. It was too cold to go flying. Windy, cold, eh. What do you mean? Some YouTube removed some of your comments? What, Josh? I've been hitting the show button all night long tonight. People have been making comments. I keep hitting the show button. I don't care what you guys say. You can say anything you want. Yeah, I can send them to you, Dave. I'm curious what you want them for, though. What plane are you going to put them on? Mike. Oh my god. All right. We'll see you later, Decker. Thanks for coming in. If you hadn't hit the like button, hit it on the way out for me, please. How big a pasture you got there? That sounds interesting. I like what you're thinking. That's cool. Well, I can tell you this. One of the mains, there's a screw on each side that holds it to the pin, and one of those screws is stripped. It's Loctited in and stripped, and I can't tighten it up anymore, and it needs to be tighter. So I can tell you we have that problem. But I might, because I've got 2 sets of Avanti retracts and some spare parts. So I might have an extra pin. I'll have to look. I know I've got at least one extra nose wheel, nose gear retract, because I bought extras for the other planes I'm using them in. Hey, Channel 6, I see you're back. Oh, Dave, you didn't hear the story about the Avanti? Oh my God, really? Okay, so here's what happened. At the Florida Jets Fest, okay, I won the best crash, and I was going for longest flight, and I've confirmed the problem because it's the only thing it can be, because this is the second time this exact same thing has happened with an Avanti, but it's the same speed control and fan unit have been in all 3 of my Avantis. So if you overcharge the battery, it'll shut the ESC down, but just the BEC part of it. So I took off. As soon as I hit the gear switch, I lost it. I got telemetry lost. My radio talks and says telemetry lost, which means the radio shut off. So no power to the receiver. It shut the receiver down. No power to the radio. Couldn't control it. But the motor kept running. So it's on a nice gentle climb as I'm pulling out, and it stayed in that climb. So it started doing loops. And it did one there, and then it did another one off to the side a little bit, and then the third one kind of went this way, and then it came down and hit the hood of an F-250 Ford truck, skipped off the hood, hit the windshield, skipped off the windshield, hit the antenna right there on the passenger fender, and it cut the plane in half. So half the plane went down the side of the Flex Innovations van, was parked right next to it. So part of it ricocheted up and hit the very top edge of the van, and the other half went down and hit the passenger door. Because the Ford was pulled in and the van was backed in, and this is what I went out and picked up. So I was going for the longest flight, and ended up with the best crash. So I got my plaque. It's just not the one I was going for. But yeah, that has to be, because that's the only thing that's been shared between all 3 airplanes, and 2 of them went in this exact same way. I mean, and I say exact same way. I hit the gear switch down in Venice last year or 2 years ago. I think it was 2 years ago. Hit the gear switch, exact same thing. Telemetry lost, radio shut down, power stayed on, engine was half throttle, in a gentle right-hand bank, and it just, away from the crowd, thank God, went way out in the middle of the field, but just rolled into a slightly inverted, right into the ground, and just blew apart. Exact same thing. And then this one, the same thing. I lost control on takeoff roll, hit the gear switch, and that was it. I had nothing. Hey, Bloodzo Trains! Good to see you here, Dave. Right back at you, buddy. So, yeah, so that's what happened. It was... as soon as I heard the telemetry loss, I knew what had happened, and I had the radio up in the area, knew it wouldn't do any good, but I wanted to show everybody that I'm trying to save it, guys. It's, and everybody says, turn the radio off and back on. I tried that. I tried, while it's doing loops on its own out there. Yeah, it's, so that was the end of that. And there's pictures of it on the internet. I guess Lori caught it on video. Boozers. I haven't seen the video yet, but from what I hear, she's got it on video. So I'm going to try to get the video from them. Because I don't mind putting it up. But it did at least 3 loops. I'm not sure if it made a 4th loop or not, but it did for sure. It did 3 loops. Uncontrolled loops. So it was pretty cool. Yeah, the Breakfast Club is the closing of my streams. Oh my God, that's funny. So, yeah, so that was Avanti number 3. I'd like to talk to James about, because he made a comment one night that kind of, listen, I don't blame James for anything. This happened way before James was working for Motion. But he said that they send out TSBs. Well, I never got a TSB about the flight control horns pulling out of the foam. I found after I lost mine, I was on the squawk, and there's a whole thing about people losing their planes because the control horns pulled out of the foam because they were way too. Now, my God, the pad that they glue the control horns on now is the size of a postage stamp. I mean, it's a big square, huge base for the control horn now. So that was one of the upgrades they did that I have never experienced because my replacement second Avanti was still from the first shipment. And so it still had all the small control horns on it. So I haven't had a version 2, if you want to call it that, where they upgraded all this stuff. So, but yeah, that's it's a good airplane, though. I mean, Avanti's a good airplane, guys. I can't fault the plane. I like the plane. I don't know if this is my speed control only has this problem, or if it's an issue that they need to check into. Now, Josh, I don't remember that time when. Did you get that joke he told? Who told? Now I didn't get it. All right, Blitzo. Hey, thanks for stopping by. I was all excited to watch your show because I was off Tuesday night. So I'm sitting there waiting and no show. And I'm like, what? And then I come to find out that I guess somebody else did a show. Who was it? Oh, Jeff's Custom. And I didn't get notified, so I missed it. So I didn't even get to see his show either. So I was bummed. But yeah, I'm always way behind. I don't catch them all, guys. The chat goes by too fast. I read too slow. Yeah, there's I just got a notification that my chat window has been idle too long, so it closed. That's okay. Wasn't using it anyway. Oh, right, George. Let's see them legs. Did I tell you I'm a leg man, by the way? Wow, 40 acres. That's cool. That'll get it done. Go on a Taco Bell run. There you go. A couple of us already had chili tonight. We're already running for the border. All right, Dave. Hey, man, it's good to see you. I'm gonna try to be. I'm gonna try to bounce into your show tomorrow night, but I have to work. But I'll try to make it. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'll get with you. We'll we'll hook it something up. But I appreciate it. Yeah, because I don't. I kind of wanted the camo one, but my first thought was I'm putting U.S. decals on it. Somewhere in the world they must have had. We must have had a camo T-33. So I'm gonna make it look cool. So thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Mr. Cub Crazy is in the house. You just made it, because I'm about to call it. It's too damn cold out here. Yeah, it wasn't a radio failure. Trust me. The radio worked. The radio's still working fine. That receiver's in another airplane right now, and it's working just fine. So, yeah, the radio didn't fail. Like I said, it's the only thing that's still the same on all three Avantis is the motor and the speed control. That's it. I've changed the receiver every time. The receivers are in other airplanes. They're still working fine. So the radio didn't fail me at all. That wasn't the problem. It's definitely a BEC problem. And because it's the only common denominator. It's the only thing that's been in all three planes is the BEC and the fan. I don't think the fan caused it. But I think it was the BEC and the ECM that doesn't like to be over voltaged. So it shut down. And that's the second time it's done that. The exact same thing. The second I hit the gear switch, I lost the radio both times. It was deja vu all over again. So yeah, it wasn't a radio failure, guys. Radio still works fine. And I know you guys are just breaking my balls. It's 11:02 here. We're on the same time zone, Josh. Yep. it's been 5 minutes. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, so I'm 5 minutes behind. Oh, wait a minute. What the hell? My chat is behind. Holy shit. How'd that happen? Okay, so now I'm caught up. I didn't realize my chat was behind. Alright, so let me put the time up again. So I can see how far a lag we got. I got 11:08 right now. Yeah, usually when the chat gets behind, it stops scrolling. Mine was still scrolling, so I didn't notice it was behind. Yeah, it only took 6 minutes. Alright, come on, somebody put the time up. Let's see how far off I am. It's 11:09. 11:09, 11:09 going once. 11:09 going twice. What time is it? See, there you are. We're right on schedule. 11:09. There you go. Thank you, Michael. Yep. Yep, I'm with you now. We're all on the same. We're all on the same time now. Yep, I still have 11:09. It hasn't gone 11:10 yet. Not yet. Almost. Probably any minute. There it is. 11:10. Just went to 11:10. 11:10 going once. 11:10 going twice. Yeah, you found Kenny. He's back on time. Well, Roy, we have the download computer spectrum expert in the house. I think Dave's still here. He was a minute ago. Help him out, Dave. Welcome back to my show. Thanks, Josh. That's what she said. Hey, we were having some fun in your show Wednesday, Josh. We got a couple of good ones in there. Oh, God. You liked me better 5 minutes ago. You guys are brutal. Oh, that was good. Air Marshal, which transmitters are we talking about that are cool but a little pricey? So, here's my DX6i. Still have that. And I use it. And hey, let's see how bright. Let's see how observant you guys are. Tell me what you see different about my DX6i. Huh? Huh? Come on. Who's gonna get it first? Come on. What's different? What's different? Come on. Okay, that's long enough. Who's gonna come up with it first? What's different? And then my Spectrum module in the back of my my Tyrannus with my Spectrum module in it. I do fly Spectrum, guys. It's not my best choice, but I do fly it. I would love to put a module in my Futaba radios that I still have, but the problem is that they're not computer radios, so it's one radio, per plane kind of thing. And I got way too many airplanes. Each one of my Tyrannuses has a 60 model memory, and they're both full. I don't have 120 planes flying, but I have 120. I don't know what you call it. Programs, I guess. Layouts for airplanes. So, because a lot of times, for instance, if I was gonna replace the Avanti with a Havoc, for instance, I would just change the name. Everything in the the flaps and everything are all going to be exactly the same. So I wouldn't have to build a whole new flight program for it. Just change the name from Avanti to Havoc. So I leave it in the radio. And the next time I have a jet that's similar to the Avanti, I'm just going to use that program over again. No Spectrum logo for the light. Yeah, it is a Spectrum logo. It's the speaker grill. It is a Spectrum logo. It's the speaker grill on a DX6i, and yes, I put the light behind the speaker grill. So that's one of them, Dave. You're missing the other one. What's the other thing that's different on this? You got one. It smells like fish. It's still in one piece. Come on, there's an obvious difference, guys. You guys aren't even thinking. How many of you guys have had a DX6i? Backlit screen. Keith's got it. That's right. I put a backlit screen in it. Yeah, the DX6i does not come with a backlit screen. I put that in there, and I put the light on the Spectrum grill for the speaker so that you could tell it was on. Because since this radio doesn't talk, you don't know that you left the damn thing on. It sits on the table all day on, and you don't know it. The screen's not lit. You can't see the screen. And the so the light in the grill worked out beautiful because that orange light definitely shows up. So I can see that even in the daytime. And the backlit screen shows up pretty well too. So but yeah, it's I put a lot of work into that radio. I changed the battery in the back from the AA cells. I put a 2-cell 850 pack in it, and I didn't destroy it. I can take that pack out, unplug it, because I put a plug in there, so I can take that out, unplug it, and put the AA's back in it, and no one to know the difference. So, yeah, I've and it's DSM X. So I need, when Horizon threatened to do away with the DSM2 support, and I already bought one airplane that required the DSM-X because that's DSM2. So I had to put the new what is it called? The The Optera 1.2 uh, will not fly on my DSM2. It has to be DSMX. So I had to put the Optera on that radio. It was really early in the chat. Yeah, the chat's been going on for 30 months. Oh, wow. If you had a DSM2 DX6i, that was old. Holy crap, that was old, Ryan. Shit. That was way back. Josh, I got it. Yeah, I agree, George. You know, the stuff that's available in these new radios is incredible. You know, it's very, very, very cool. You know, all of it. Um, yeah, it's amazing to see all the companies stepping up. No kidding, Ryan. Really? Horizon upgraded it to the DSMX and they didn't tell you? Wow. Well, it does both, though, doesn't it? I mean, mine does DSMX and DSM2. My DX6i. When they upgraded yours to X, it didn't do 2 anymore? Hmm. Night, Josh. Have a good night. Oh, wow, that's interesting, Ryan. I didn't even know they had a DSM1. Holy crap. So that was before their frequency hopping. Wow. Yeah, when the DSM one came out, I was still flying Futaba because I didn't even know they had that. Give him hell, Ryan. I'm crying too. I'm trying too, Dave. That's hilarious. Pecker. Oh, that was good. What's the D400, Roy? TS&M. Ryan, have you been getting some of GB's grape juice? Squid boy. Oh, that's hilarious. Oh, God. Oh, no kidding, Roy. Cool. Very cool. An HSD plane, huh? Wow. Have to check that one out. I'm not familiar with the D400. I gotta go look and see what that is. Give him a butt plug. Oh, wait, I meant a bind plug. Oh, guys. You guys are hilarious. So I'm going to make a prediction here, Ryan. I think you're probably working on a truck right now while you're in my show. Am I right? Are you working on one of your trucks? A 400, I don't. I'm not. I probably just don't recognize the name. I don't remember HSD having anything called a 400. You know. Oh, wait a minute. Was that the one that was that? It's not a foam plane, right? It's got a fiberglass fuselage. Is that the one we're talking about? Okay, I remember it now. I forgot it was called a 400, but yeah, I remember that one. Yeah, you've been putting a lot of content out this week, Ryan. Been watching your videos. So how do you like the air tractor? Do you like it? It looked pretty cool. I didn't get to watch the whole video. I clicked on it and started watching it, and I had to get out here. I was running late. Oh yeah, Dave, because you're going to drive so far. It's going to take all day for you to get to Perry. You better pack a lunch. You're going to love that one, Roy. That's a good airplane. I love that thing. That is such a good airplane. Yep, 2 whole hours. You might even have to stop for gas, huh? Now, I'm sure you can make it there and back on a tank of gas. Easy. Oh, no kidding. Joe Knoll's only that far from you? Wow. That's sweet. God damn, it's getting really cold out here. 41. Yeah. I hate to do it, guys, but I'm going to call it. It's just too cold out here. I got to get the hell out of here. I'm freezing my gonads off. I know you drive a Camry. That's why I was making jokes about how far you can go. You know, that's why I was making the jokes. You know, I'd have to stop for gas to get to Perry from here, and you could go there twice. So, Air Marshal, do you have my phone number? I think you do. No, it's 41, and well, we don't need to call the National Guard. I'm just going to go in the house. It's too cold. It's a bitter cold tonight, man. It's just cold. Yeah, I've got your phone number, so I imagine you have mine. So I want you to give me updates while you're up there looking around. Tell me what you find. I just want to hear what's going on. So yeah, send me messages. If I'll send you a message to make sure you have my number. I'm pretty sure you do though. So yeah, just give me updates. I'd like to know what you see up there in Perry, or for you down there in Perry. Um, all right, George. Yeah, I'm calling it a night too. We're gonna call it. It's just I'm just too cold. I'm not gonna do this again. I'm not getting frostbite again. So. Um, I don't want to talk to you on the phone. God, no. No, just text me or send me a picture. Send me a text, send me a picture. Just let me know what's going on. Just curious. Yeah, that's gonna tax Tim for a while, isn't it? Yeah, I know. Nothing going on. I'm just curious. That's all. I thought it'd be fun to get an update while you're up there. So, just send me some updates. It'd be just interesting to see what you see. Yeah, Pitts for the win. Yep. Yeah, I really like that plane. So, all right, guys, I'm gonna call it. Thanks for being here, guys. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the show. I hope Eric did a good. I thought Eric did a good job. I really liked what he had to tell us. It was his idea. He contacted me, wanted to do something, so I said, yeah, let's do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. I did. I really liked it. So I'm going to call it, turning off these heaters, going in the house. Have a good night, guys. We'll catch you tomorrow night in Dave's show. I got to work, but I'm going to try to make it in. And then we'll see y'all on Ryan's show Saturday night. I'll definitely be there. So we'll see you guys. Have a good night. I'm out of here.